Haunted Montana episode 11 and Haunted America episode 1. Welcome. And hi, my girl Waffles! Yahoo, you're first! And thank you so much. You guys are the best. I just haven't done Haunted Montana in a while. So now we're doing it again. And the first time doing Haunted America today. Means that haunted locations all throughout the world. Hey there, big movie fan! Welcome in. How is everyone doing today? Yeah, so here's some of my, let me see, here's some of my Haunted America books. Here's some. It's all good, big movie fan, that's funny. I love it. Much love. And then, let's see, these are magazines, by the way, but this is Ghost Hunting, and this is World's Most Haunted Places. So we'll be reading some of those today. Hey, welcome back, my girl Waffles. Hi, Robert. These are my Haunted America books, Waffles. So here's my Haunted Montana books, books here. There's some more Haunted Montana books out there. So I'm thinking I might have to order that book, Haunted Yellowstone. So I might have to order it from Amazon or something like that. So guys, what would you like first? Eek, Waffles. Have you guys been to a haunted place? Have you guys been to some? I've been to a few, actually. To be honest, I've been to I think I've been to somewhere that was haunted and didn't know it. To be honest, I didn't know it. So hey, I learned later after I came back that was haunted. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. But hey, I learn something new every day. So what would you guys like to hear first? Would you guys want some Haunted America first, or do you want Haunted Montana first? Which one would you guys like? Which one would you guys like to hear first? What would you guys like? Okay, Waffles. Let's see, I'm trying to decide. I love these stories. Let's see here now. I'm listening in the bushes. Oh, it's all good, Waffles. Let me see. They said it was, but I didn't see or hear anything. Yeah, that happened to me too, Robert. There's a place I did not know was haunted, and then I found out later that it was. Because I wouldn't know. And then I figured out it was after a while. Your sister, mother, and sister watched horror movies, big movie fan? Like Stephen King? Cool. I watched Stephen King horror too. And that's all I can remember. Right now, that's the only horror movies I've watched so far anyway. Let's see, guys. Haunted Montana. Let me see, guys. So, yeah, I love horror movies too, Waffles. I love it. Stephen King, all that stuff. I love it. So we got Haunted Bozeman. We got, let's see here, Browning. Oh, we read Browning, sorry. We got Butte. We got another Butte ghost here. Deer Lodge. Fort Peck. We got Kalispell. We got Highsham. I think that's how to pronounce it. Hobson. We got Miles City. We got all sorts of them. Which one would you guys want to hear? And then we got more in this book as well. Yeah, more in this book also. So which Montana book would you guys want to hear from? This one here or this one? Which one would you want to see? They have nightmares? So, which one do you guys like? Which one would you want to hear from here? Which Haunted Montana story? It's either this one or you can have this one. Which one would you guys like to hear from? Whoops. Hold on, you guys. Sorry about that. And we also got this one too. Let's see. Jaws, that's my favorite. One of my favorites, actually. One of my favorite movies. Favorite shark movie of all. One of them. Jaws is amazing. It's going to be 50 this year, Waffles. It's going to be 50. Easy. Which book would you like to hear from Haunted Montana, Robert? This one or that one? Let's see. Let's see here. It's gonna get you. It's gonna get you. Okay, ghost stories it is. You have sharks in Australia? Yep, you do. Yeah. Yeah, and I've been studying Megalodon as well. I've been studying that one too. All right, guys, you ready? Here we go. Did you know there's a movie called Ghost Shark? And the shark comes back as a ghost? It takes place like in Smallport, Florida. It's a really good movie. You guys should watch it. It's really good. Let's see, guys. Here. Why are you showing those now? Halloween already passed, haha. That's funny. Big movie fan. I love it. High five. You guys are funny. Let's see. They're supposed to remake Jaws the movie. They're supposed to, Robert? I like the original best, actually. But I didn't know they were doing that. Let me see, guys. Let me see now. Hold on a second. There's haunted houses. Here's one called The Ghost of Judge Theodore Brantley. Huh. I wonder what that is. I wonder what that's about. What do you guys think? You guys want to hear the ghost of George Theodore Brantley? I wonder who this is. That's what I wonder too. I wonder who this guy is. Hey, obsessed with horror? How are you today? Eek. We're reading some more stories, guys. They're obsessed with horror, reading another ghost story. Okay, guys, you ready? The ghost of George Theodore Brantley. I wonder where that takes place at. It's in the town of Helena. Okay. Yeah. Much love, Waffles. Thanks again. You guys are amazing. So what do you guys think? So the ghost of George Theodore Brantley. So it's in the capital of Helena, Montana, they say. But back then, it was a town back then. We had Bannock for a while as our previous capital, but now we have Helena nowadays. Don't be sending any spirits here. Obsessed with horror. That's funny. That's funny. The ghost is coming. Just kidding. So they say the town of Helena was born in the throes of gold fever. So back then we mined for gold and stuff back then, a long time ago. I think we still do, but we didn't do it as much as we used to a long time ago. But that's what Montana got its nickname from, being the treasure state, because we found silver and gold and stuff, and that's how we got that nickname. So they said, among a throng of fortune hunters who flooded into the area in 1864. Wow. And then they said, when the gold was discovered in Last Chance Gulch. And I don't think I've been there or not, but maybe I haven't and know it though, but I learn new things still, like I always say. So they say during those early years, it was about as rough as any boomtown that belighted the frontier. They say settlement conducted of log cabins, and pine plank boxes built by young men willing to do anything to make their fortunes. Helena was a lawless and frantic place. Wow. I didn't know they had log cabins there, I guess. Oh, it's all good, big movie fan. Hi to your nephew, and welcome back, by the way. It's all good. It's all good, my friends. I multitask all the time. Okay, so they say many frontier towns like Helena did not make it far. Uh-oh. Wow. And they say, as a rule, is what they said, these frontier prospectors let almost nothing get in their way of their hunt for mineral wealth. They wore their justice and usually did not hesitate. Uh-oh. They said respectable women were rare in those ramshackle burgs. Well, families were even rarer. When the gold or the silver ran out, the horde of fortune seekers left as quickly as they came, leaving a deserted husk behind. Wow. I didn't know about this. Hey, Pastor Ken! Welcome in. We're reading about the ghost of Judge Theodore Brantley. Error! Sorry. This is like in Helena or something. It took place during the gold rush. Yeah, gold rushes here once upon a time. Hi, retirement! Sorry, guys. Error! So sorry about that. Oops. So they sang, it happens. So they sang this fate will not be Helena's, however. Okay. So they said many of the women who struck it rich developed a fondness for the beautiful town and settled there after the first rush subsided. Okay. They said they put down roots. Yeah, error. They built homes, started families, established schools and churches. Still, there were pharaoh elements in town. Wow. Cool, huh? Wow. So they said, let's see. Oh, thank you so much, big movie fan. I appreciate it. Much love. So then they say, so what happened? Let's see. The town of Helena, well, it's the capital now, was still growing after all, and there was no guarantee that it was going to develop into a respectable burg. Let's see now. And then they say, so when George Theodore Brantley, not George again, I meant Judge Theodore Brantley, another error. Sorry, guys, I keep calling him George. Oops. So, he came to town. He brought with him assurances of civilization. So they say from his starched collar to his stiff sense of property, he was a living personification of Victorian morality. So they say his arrival in town made it obvious to even most depraved frontiersmen eking out a doubless existence on the edge of town. The establishment had arrived and it was here to stay. Okay. I apologize, guys. I keep calling him George. But his name was Judge Theodore Brantley. So sorry. They said, so the common narrative of the West has a fearless lawman with steady hands and sure aim riding in to establish proper law and order in the wild frontier town. This was not the case with Theodore Brantley. However, he said, they're saying there were no legendary confrontations between him and the town's troublemakers. Well, that's good. Mm-hmm. Let's see. That's always good, no confrontations. Then they say with Brantley, it was his genteel manner. His gentle manner, known as. His unflappable day-to-day behavior that was typical in the upper class circles he came from back east. That eventually tamed the rough and tumble populace in Helena. So, Let's see now. Um, they say every morning the judge walked with authority to his office, head up and always in his flawlessly tailored suit and towering stovepipe hat, greeting everyone he met formally in the streets. Cool, guys. Hey, Francis and Diesel! And then they said, he said he believed in by leading by example, they said. To that end, he worked ceaselessly, his days governed by severe self-discipline that gave him almost no time for leisure or, for that matter, misbehavior. Wow. They're saying that, let's see. What they say, indeed, some might say he was industrious to a fault, spending most of his waking hours poring over legal documents and spending little time with his wife and children. I didn't know he had a wife or kids. Hey, I learned something new here. So they're saying this is another fact about Brantley. He did not come up to Helena alone. How are you today, Francis? They say he brought his family and he built one of the grandest homes in town for them to live in. Completed in 1887, the Brantley house was boldly perched over the town of Helena, a stately Victorian structure that seemed to issue to a bold challenge to its wild surroundings, as though to say this was the new order. Wow, that's pretty cool. Wow, that's so cool. I should see that house one of these days, guys. Let's see now. Let's see. So, if Judge Brantley, I almost called him George again, he personified the approaching order that was on the verge of winning the American West, then it might be said that his home was a natural extension of that order. This is a living 3-story mansion complete with oak ascents and furnishings was more than a mere home for Brantley and his family. Oh, wow. So they're saying that by then, in 1922, Helena was well past its humble frontier origins. And guys, here is a picture of Helena during the 1800s there. That's what Helena looked like. But it wasn't Helena yet, it was Bannock back in the day. Yes, thank you, my girl Waffles. Hey, I know some French there, Francis and Diesel. I knew some. And bonjour means hi. But this is what our capital looked like then. Back in the 1800s. Pretty cool. That's like a wagon right there, and this thing during those early years, Helena was about as rough as any boomtown. But this is so cool. That's a cool picture right there. is so cool. And then they say, let's see. And it's evening in France there, Francis, right? I'm still learning the time zones, guys. I'm sorry. Hey, Fearless! How are you today? We are reading about the ghost of, let me see if I can find his name, of Judge Theodore Brantley. It's 9:00 p.m. in France there, Francis. Wow. Same as the UK, and same as some others, and Ireland. I'm still learning time zones, Francis. I'll get the hang of it. You're just waiting around your office for a meeting there, Fearless? I used to have meetings for work too. I used to have those. I used to have meetings at work too. We used to have them, I think, monthly. But I think they probably changed that after I left, but you never know. They change rules all the time, some places. Oh, thank you for coming, Francis and Diesel. You have a beautiful night. Thank you for coming. You seem to have at least 1 or 2 a day. Wow. 2 a day there, Fearless? Wow, that's a lot. I had we did them like once every Sunday at my job that I used to work at. Like a Sunday. It starts at 2:30 there, Fearless? Wow. Is that Utah? Does Utah have the same time zone as Montana does, or is it different? I'm trying to remember these time zones still. I'm just trying to remember because, you never know time zones because they might change. Because pretty soon in March, we're going to have to switch the clocks forward this time. Oh. Ow. Guys, please connect with each other. Everybody here is amazing. As I said, they're saying that, let's see now, as it turned out, so was the Brantley house. So the Brantleys owned it for almost 5 decades. Wow. Almost 5 decades, that's like 50 years. Wow. Because there's, 10 years in a decade. That's a lot. It's pretty cool. One wonders if the vulnerable judge had been able to imagine the future held and how far progress and industry would go and what his adopted hometown would come to look like. Ooh. So they said truth is possibly unlikely that many people have lent much to the long-gone judge. It says exceptional man as he was. History has reduced him to a relatively minor character in the epic story of the American West. I'm going to have to Google this guy, by the way, so I can learn more. They said that practically forgotten by all by a small number of historical enthusiasts. And then they said, yet he would not remain forgotten. Eventually, local folklore would resurrect him. Sorry, guys. I couldn't. And then they said, or something resurrected him. With this. Oh, thank you for coming, my girl Waffles. You have a beautiful day. Much love. Hi, Berry. Happy Monday to you too, my friend. How's it going today? we're reading a ghost story again. This isn't Helena like the other one. Let's see. There's other hauntings in Helena too, but this is one of them. It's kind of a cold day out here right now, guys. Right now, it's -9. It's -9 degrees outside right now, and you factor that wind chill in it, you get the high of a -26 if you factor that wind in. That's when you get the wind chill factored in. There it is. Boom. There it is. You know. It's like brrr. Well, that was gonna be cold. So they're saying the popular version tells us that all began when the Brantley family finally sold the judge's Holder Street house. 65 degrees there, Bear. I'll take it. I'll trade you. I'll take that 65 degrees right now. Let's see now. They say it was 1970. Shortly after the new owners had moved in. And it started renovating the historic house, and the old judge began to get attention once again. Or at least among those inclined to believe in ghosts anyway. Oh, probably his ghost is there, guys. Let's see. They're saying the first bizarre occurrence in the Brantley house took place a few weeks after the house changed hands. That means that after they changed ownership. It was on an evening in the middle of the week when the couple were hard at work, beginning the renovations with thorough work of the third floor. When the crash and bang of their work was suddenly interrupted by a louder noise from the ground floor. With a heavy creaking sound they both instantly recognized as their front door. Well, wonder if it's him. There was a sound of the door opening, and let's see now. And then followed by the swift and sudden sound of it slamming shut. They said the couple jumped and looked at one another, they said. And then they said, then the sound of footsteps trudging up on the ordnance spiral staircase began. Oh boy. They said it sounded like a big man with heavy boots had entered their house. And they said the footfalls did not flag or pause, but took the stairs with a constant cadence, taking their time. And then they said louder and louder they became getting even closer to this third floor. Oh boy. It's probably him. It probably is. You never know though, because ghosts do that stuff. They like to do that, huh? And they said the owners could only stand and stare as the footfalls plodded down the hallway. And they said the inexplicable chill working up their backs kept them rooted there as whoever was in the hallway stopped in front of every door. And then they said opened it and then carried on to the next, falling silent only at the end of the passage. They're saying it was only then that the couple worked up the nerve to act, running into the hall to see their guests, but there was nobody there. That's weird, huh, guys? Oh boy. So then they said, let's see, they did not believe it. Both had heard the exact same thing, so it was impossible that they had imagined it. And yet their eyes could not be lying either. There was no one in sight. Was it possible that their uninvited guest was heavy coming in but tiptoed his way down? If this was the case, the light-footed intruder was still in the house, because neither of them had heard the front door creak back open. They said they conducted a thorough search of the entire house, but no one was there. Besides the 3 children themselves, the Brantley house was empty. Wow. Let me see. So they said that was not the only time the mysterious footsteps toured the 3rd floor, but in fact, it became a semi-regular occurrence. Saying that the invisible visitor always arrived late in the night, sometime past 10 o'clock, and it's always on weeknights. Wow. His passage never varied. Entering through the front door, he trudged up the spiral staircase, always with the same slow, heavy cadence. The sound of footsteps paused at the top of the stairs, followed by the walk down the hall, stopped at every door, sorry guys, and then opening it slowly. At the end of the hall, they simply fell silent. Not once were they ever heard going back the other way. So they said never once did the Brantley house's residents get a glimpse of their invisible visitor. So they say it was unusual that none of them felt frightened or threatened by their nightly guest. Sorry, guys. Hey there, Paul Zilla. Welcome in, my friend. How are ya? You got another Haunted Montana return today. Yay. There's going on 3 here, Paul. Ouch, ouch. You're just going into your production room? Gotcha. You know, Paul, I'm still working on how to edit videos still, but is that like where you go do the editing and stuff, like production room or something like that? I'm learning new things as I go. So they said, so somehow they're able to sense that their plotting visitor had no intention of harm. They said, in fact, they all agreed that they felt a kind of security when the front door creaked open. They said there was a sense that their presence cared and was checking up on them, just to make sure that everything was okay. It's nice of the ghost. Then a couple soon did a little research and came up with a theory that made sense of what they were feeling. They said that they learned that Brantley, I called him George again. You have a new gaming PC that you use for editing and more? That's awesome. Paul? I keep calling this guy George. So sorry. So they're saying that his original potlatch, George Judge Theodore Brantley, jeez, I called him George again, was a diligent worker who spent most of his weekdays working late. Ah. So they say apparently he was also a man of routine. They say every night it was the same. He came home from work, and first thing he headed straight for the third floor. They say everyone would already be in bed. But this did not stop him from checking up on them. Stopping at each room, opening the door, and taking a quick look just to make sure everything was okay. Bizarre as that theory was based on a belief in ghosts and assumption that the judge was such a worrisome fellow, and it was the only one they had. So it was the legend of Theodore Brantley's ghost was born. Wow. This ghost would check in. That's really nice. Ouch. They say, but why now? For over 80 years, that Brantley family owned the house, and there had not been any accounts of ghostly footsteps marching up the stairs and across the third floor. Why would the spirit of Judge Brantley suddenly start going through the motions of his earthly days? I don't know, guys. What do you think? I said, when the phenomena became well known among paranormal enthusiasts, speculation abounded. As the people who study ghostly matters recognized that the owners of the Brantley house were not the first to experience supernatural phenomena during home renovations. Wonder who the first ones were. They said, in fact, renovations to old homes have often brought dormant spirits out of the woodwork. That's probably why. They say, oh, they'll come back, Paul. They'll come back. The ghosts, they'll come back, Paul. They'll come back. I just didn't know renovations. Well, actually, I did know. If people did renovations, they would bring dormant spirits back. That's what I've learned. They said a house well loved by a former resident would often contain part of their energy or essence. Then any radical changes to the house could quite possibly release that energy to the material plane, making it visible and observable to the human senses. Wow. And perhaps the spirit was simply unhappy with the changes. Another theory, tomorrow's a haunted snow day. Ooh, a snow ghost, Paul? Haunted snow, huh? Then they said, another theory hinged on the family makeup of the new residence, which was identical to Theodore Brantley's, a married couple with 3 children. Perhaps this fact alone somehow brought the old judge from his mortal slumber. Huh. I didn't think of it that way either. And they said, either way, once the old judge began his nightly trudges, he did not seem to be in any rush to return to eternal rest. 10 incredible inches of snow tomorrow there, Paul? Holy smokes. That's a lot. We still got snow here. We still got a lot of it. I'll send you some if you want. Here, I'll put some in a FedEx box. Mm-hmm. Let's see. They said, in fact, he began to get more active. Not that his heavy stride got any lighter. No. Here's. How about I put it in the mailbox? How's that? Gotcha. But the weary and heavy footsteps began to venture into another part of the house. I wonder where. Several weeks into his nightly tour of the stairwell and hall, the judge began venturing into the attic as well. You can keep it there. I guess my lava will have to melt it, Dan. But it's frozen now. My lava's frozen now. So they said the attic four-ways occurred much later in the evening. Then he walked down the hall. Wow. So they said the steps were as slow and heavy as before. They're saying that, but this time the sound of pacing could be heard across the attic room above the master bedroom. So the couple was woken by the sound of creaking floor beds above them. The sound continued back and forth tirelessly with no end in sight. Montana snow can't survive here. And I heard that's been like snowing. Where else has it been snowing? It's been snowing in Florida, I've been seeing. In like Pensacola, Florida, I've heard that I've been seeing. There, Paul, I've been seeing that too. It's like, wow. Crazy, isn't it? Because Florida don't usually get snow normally. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, yeah. You got it. Wonder if they'll get more snow, I don't know. So they're saying at first, the couple had no idea what to do about his new routine. Unlike his march across the third floor, which always ceased when he reached the last room in the hall, there was no apparent end to the pacing in the attic. On and on he went, keeping them up for hours. Then they discovered the secret staircase. The rackety ascent up to the attic was hidden behind a false wall in the bedroom. Hey, Wormstrong! And this thing is the only way to get to the attic, as well as the only way to silence the judge's restless pacing. How's it going, Wormstrong? So then they said, whenever he began, all they had to do was begin climbing the stairs. They did not have to go all the way up. The pacing would stop the moment they touched the first stair. Ah. I just didn't know you did that. So they said there was a historical explanation for the footsteps in the attic as well. So here's the explanation, guys. So they said because of his remarkable work ethic, he did much of his work in the attic. Wow, I didn't know that. Cool. And he converted it into a study. Amazing. Didn't know that either. This, according to a Brantley family account, he was in the habit of spending late nights there, working into the small hours. Yet, as celebrated as he was for his obsessive diligence to his work, his wife could not have been too happy about it, being kept awake by the preoccupied pacing as he wrangled with the legal issues of his day. They said certainly the new resident sleeping in the master bedroom could attest how disturbing his habit must have been. Oh, dear. Did the judge grow accustomed to the sound of his wife taking the stairs to tell him to quit his pacing? So eventually the sound of her foot on the first step was enough for him to stop and sit down? Who knows, guys? And Wormstrong was reading about a ghost story in Helena of this guy named Judge Theodore Brantley. By the way, I didn't know about that. The saying that above phenomena were easily explained by Theodore Brantley's routine. But there were some facts. Hey, EC! It's 57 degrees where you're at. Awesome. How's it going, EC? Much love. We're doing some ghost stories, EC. Very cool. I love this stuff. Then they said, the same some say that the somber judge may have been, some of that has been, been unknown. The saying, had it been not for the behavior of a suddenly active ghost. They said, not notably, the new owners had reason to believe that the Montana judge was afflicted by a potent sweet tooth. Oh, he probably loved candy. He probably did. They said new residents had a basement tenant who was in the habit of keeping a full candy dish in her kitchen, and her candy had a way of vanishing on its own in the Brantley house. It turned out to be a costly habit. Sometimes it was a gradual pilfering. A little here, a little there. He's eating the candy, guys. I never heard of a judge, but I never heard of a. I mean, I have never heard of a ghost eating candy. So this judge, guy, Brantley, his ghost loves candy. I didn't know he liked that stuff. Hey, I learned something new. And they're saying it had taken a week or longer, but then they said before the tenant realized that she was not consuming the sweets as quickly as they were disappearing. So they thought that someone else was doing it, but it wasn't them. It was him. They said on another occasion, when half of the candy would vanish in the time it took for her to turn her back. Huh. And then they said more than once, the sugar-loving phantom swiped the entire dish just moments after she had filled it up. Hi, Joe's Candles! We love you too, EC. We love you. That's really weird, isn't it, guys? He would eat the whole candy dish before she turned her back. Her back would be turned, and then she would find out the candy was gone. Weird, huh, guys? Listen, those were not the only occurrences said to go on in that house. And prayers to you, EC. Listen, it appears as though the judge may have acquired a certain fascination for the amenities of the 20th century. So they said on numerous occasions, the owners returned from family outings to find their house buzzing and electric, which practically every household appliance connected to an outlet in full operation, television and radios on full volume, blenders whirring, dishwasher running, even the electric shaver buzzing away in the bathroom. What the heck? Chet. So then they said, as fascinating as he was with these domestic impalements, Judge Brantley was still conscious of his manners and always took care to switch everything off himself soon after the family opened the door. Saying everything in the house was running one month, suddenly went silent the next. Saying the owners were rattled only the first few times it happened. I wonder why the ghost is doing this too. I've never heard of this. And there was no question in their mind that it was curiosity, not maliciousness, that motivated their resident haunt. Nope. He was a friendly ghost. So they saying, so it was that the Brantley house's new owners found it relatively easy to accept the presence of the ghost. Okay. They said regardless of what history knew about Theodore, they just knew that there was nothing malevolent about the spirit in the home. They said the couple ended up moving out when their kids went away for college. But to this day, residents have remained tolerant to the supposedly continuing ghostly goings on. Casper the farting ghost? Maybe. Puzzle, I wonder if ghosts do that. They probably whiz pop. It's funny. They probably do. But who knows? Huh? So they send the judge, everyone knows, has no intention of doing anyone any harm. Is it hot there, Joe's Candles in Australia? I'll be sending you some rain, Joe. They do, and it smells like mold. That's a good one. Do you think they eat beans and they whiz pop, Paul? That's funny. I love it, man. It's hilarious. I think ghosts do that then. The same fact, there is sense that the reawakened spirit has assumed sort of a vigil over his former home. The same for those who did not mind the feeling of being watched by a protective eye. The ghost of Judge Brantley was actually a welcomed presence. They said for those who did not appreciate the regular plundering of their store of candy bars and M&Ms. They said, however, the ghost of Judge Brantley was probably more of a nuisance than anything else. That's funny. Ghosts will eat candy. I never heard of a ghost eating candy before. This thing, Joe, it would be in the Southern Hemisphere winter. Yeah, call Ghostbusters, Joe. That's what I would do too. Well, guys, that was a pretty good one, huh? Let's see. I got some Haunted America right now. Let's see. We got this one we can read from. That one. Or this one. Whiz pop is... It means that you fart, Paulzilla. That's what whiz popping means, you fart. It is a real word. My 7th grade teacher taught me that word. Because one of my friends whiz popped in the room, like farted or whatever. And so-and-so said so-and-so did this, And she says, it means you whiz pop. That's what farting means. It's funny. It's probably having beans or something. Just say fart, it's easier. I can say fart or whiz pop. Okay, sounds good. But it's just so funny how she said it, It's just so hilarious. Here's some Haunted America right here. What do you guys think? And this is the building in Bannock right here. Pretty cool, isn't it? Let's see. Do you guys want... Let's see. Where was... Where was I on Saturday, Joe? I was hanging out with my mom and I was charging my phone a little bit too, so I don't think he missed me in chat, I don't think. And by the way, I was watching some of the live, watching some of it. And I was doing something and I missed the live. But I think I have to rewatch it if I can rewatch that, Joe. I'll be back tomorrow on Tuesday there. So Saturdays I hang out. I might have to get a new charger for my phone though, because it It takes a while for it to charge. It takes like 4 hours to charge or something like that, and it should be taking like an hour. But that's how phones are. I might have to get a new charger. My mom got one too, but I might have to probably clean out the charging port. Probably that'll help too, probably. Much love, Joe. So what would you guys like to hear about? So we got something about Whiz Pop. No one ever says because a lot of people never heard of it. You never heard of that word before? I'm teaching you guys things. My 7th grade teacher came up with that word, Paul. It's so funny. And Joe, did you see the Super Bowl Joe's candles? I watched some of it on my phone actually. Never? Hey, you heard it now. It's a funny word. So we got hotel hauntings, paranormal places, eerie ghost towns, unsolved mysteries. I think your teacher was on something. That's a good one. I love it, Paul. That's hilarious. You got some plants there, Joe's Candles? Cool. What kind of plants do you have? That is cool. This summer my mom and I are going to be planting flowers here soon. I love you guys. You guys are the best. So would you guys want to hear some hotel hauntings? Paranormal places? Yeah, I watched it on my phone because I couldn't get the channel on my television, so I watch like a little bit of a live stream of it on my phone or something like that. So what would you guys like? Do you guys like hotel hauntings? Tell you a joke, Paul? Okay. Let's see. Let me think about one. All right. Knock, knock. Hey, Kranzes. You have a son? What do you mean by that? I just have furry kids, actually. Get off my porch. You guys are funny. Tropical plants? I don't think I have, Joe. I gotta take a look at those. I'm sorry. Let's see. Probably should make videos of them too, so I can check them out also. How's it going, Kranzes? Hey, Linen Journals. Happy Monday to you too, Linen Journals. So there we go. So we can probably read some. Let's see if I can find these hotel hauntings. Do you guys want no work for you tomorrow because of the weather there, Linen Journals? Kind of like a snow day? Wow. Do you guys want to see hotel hauntings? Do you want me to read you about this? The Queen Mary. There's Hotel Chelsea. You're reading a book called I'll Be Waiting. It's snow and ice and sleet. You be safe out there. Hey guys, guess what? They have the Stanley Hotel they talk about. And we can read about any haunted motels you want. Which one do you want to read about? Oops, sorry guys. Sorry guys, let me see if I can get it. Which haunted motels would you guys like to hear about? Which ones? No. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get screwed up. Then we got the Mount Washington Hotel. I'm doing okay, Kansas. Is it still snowing up there? Hotel California. Okay, I think it's the one in Queen Mary. That's the one in California there, Paul. Right? Is it? Yeah, it's in Long Beach. You live in Virginia, Lynn Journals? That's cool. My mom's friend and her daughter and husband live in Virginia too. They were originally, they lived here in Great Falls, but now they're in Virginia now. Hey, welcome back, Barry. Such a lovely place. We just read that ghost story, Barry. Now we're gonna read about the haunted RMS Queen Mary that's in Long Beach, California. That is so cool. So here we go, guys. And it looks like the Titanic, too. There's a picture of it. That's the Queen Mary in California. It's really cool. Let's see. So they say the retired ocean liner was both bigger and faster than the Titanic. Hey, Weld! You have sun there, Kansas? And is it still cold there where you're at? Yeah, it's kind of like that, yeah. How goes it, Weld? We're reading some more ghost stories, Weld. Very cool, huh? So they're saying it was even more luxurious. What are you going to dip those triangle chips in? And some salsa, berry, and some cheese. I love that stuff. I like dipping my chips in the salsa and cheese. And mayonnaise. Probably should try that too. And I got chip dip too. I can do that too. You rather have snow than ice and sleet? Yeah, it weighs stuff down, yeah. It does. You just gotta be careful. The ice and snow, you gotta be careful of that. So they're saying it had 12 decks featuring an Art Deco sign. I didn't know about that. And it intricate woodwork polished to high gleam. Wow. I understand. And in journals, I get it. Prayers for you, my friend. Yeah, I understand that too. Hugs to you guys. I love you guys. Let's go. Guys, feel free to drop your links. Drop links, please. Everybody connect with everyone here. Please. Yeah. I've had those too, Lynn, in journals. I understand that also. You're under a wind chill warning there, Kansas? Negative 48 this morning? That's just a wind chill? Holy smokes, that's cold. Negative 48? Wow. I mentioned earlier our wind chill was like negative 26 degrees, but 5 feels colder than that right now. I gotta fix my weather command so you guys can check your weather on here. It's like, what the heck? So then they said, let me see. It was with good reason that she was the preferred mode of transportation for royalty. I dropped your link on your foot. Ow. Paul, that's also a good one. That's so funny. And they said, and then celebrities crossing the Atlantic. Yeah, someone can help you there, Lindra. Someone can help you. Yeah. And it was in the Atlantic. Oh, thank you for doing that, Paul. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Much love for doing that. I appreciate it. Oh, you're very welcome, Lindros. Ahana helps one another, and are always here for another too. And they said, the Queen Mary embarked on her maiden voyage in May of 1936. Wow. Oh, congrats there, Land Journals. Oops. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. So then they said, steaming from Southampton, England. That's how the Titanic was leaving, too. And to New York City. And that's where also the Titanic was headed. Oh, you'll get there, Land Journals. You'll get there. You got this. You got this, my friend. Then they said, let's see. So in a little more than 5 days. You got a journal playlist? Awesome. I just popped. I heard it go. Sorry. I didn't mean to whisper. So sorry about that, you guys. I did not mean to do that. Listen, 2 years later, she set a record for the fastest Atlantic crossing, which stood until 1952. So they said, but in early 1940, the Queen Mary was repurposed as a troop ship to aid the Allies' efforts. They painted camouflage gray, nicknamed the Gray Ghost. The ship's accommodations were increased from 2,140 to 5,500 capacity, but eventually rise to nearby 10,000. Wow. And then she began making trips all over the globe. From Southampton to Sydney, Australia. It was during this time that the trip was in part of marine time. In 1942, she collided with a British light cruiser HMS Curacao. Oops. This is in 1947. Hey, Sean! Welcome in, Sean! We're reading about the ghost of the Queen Mary, Sean. Pretty cool. This is my first time reading about a ghost ship on here. First time. Oh, thanks for coming by, Sean. So then they said she returned to civilian service as a luxury liner. And for 20 years, until the rise in popularity of jet travel, carried on in something of her former glory. She was retired in 1967. Oh, thank you for coming by, Paulzilla. You have a beautiful day. I will. Much love, my friend. And say hi to Jess and your wife for us too, please. So then she was retired in 67 and permanently moored in the city of Long Beach, California. Wow. So then they said the city converted the ship into a floating hotel. Wow. I didn't know they did that. That's pretty cool. And opened it as a tourist attraction in 1971. All right. Wow. Then they said the Queen Mary ceased operations in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. I knew about that. They don't do tours there very much. Because they're saying stories of strange sounds soon grew to the point that the ship became known as one of the most haunted hotels in America. They're saying during the ship's seagoing years, at least a dozen crew members and more than 3 dozen passengers. They're saying there's a ghost of an 18-year-old crewman that has been seen near the watertight door. And they're saying the spirit of Senior Second Officer W.E. Stark. He's spotted wandering the ship's corridors. They're saying in the region of the Queen Mary's bow, where she collided with the coracle, crashing and grinding noises have also been reported. Wow. And then they said the ship's most notorious haunting is in room B340. They're saying a space once taken up by 3 third-class accommodations. Complaints from guests include phantom knocks on the door, covers being pulled off, and guests waking to see a dark figure at the foot of the bed. Wow. Wonder what those ghosts are, guys. Wonder what they are. Wonder, is there more on the Queen Mary in here? Let me see if I can find it. Let's see if I can. Hey, Henry! Welcome in, my friends. You just read about the Queen Mary, Henry, how it's haunted. And I'm trying to see if I can find another story here on it, but... Oh, there's another one. There's another thing on the Queen Mary, you guys. I found some more information. Let me see now. Okay, so here we are. This thing, let's see. So then there's a room on the Queen Mary that's called B474, which is, of course, haunted. So this is another story of the Queen Mary. And it's in California. It's been retired. You know, back in the 60s. Back in 67. And they're saying, which is, of course, so they're saying that there's the engine room, green room, and an area known as Shaft Alley. Okay. We read a Haunted Montana story a while ago, too. And then they said, but the most spirited area on the ship may be the former first-class pool area. They're saying it's home to little Jackie, a 5 or 6-year-old girl who was perhaps the ship's most famous ghost. They're saying she is playful and talkative. Her voice having been alleged caught many times on tape. You can find examples on YouTube. And I think I may have saw that. May have. The thing she is said to remain on the ship because she is looking for her mother. This little girl goes. She's also looking for Uncle too. I've heard too, but I learn new things a lot about hauntings and where they come. Sorry about that. You see another pool room ghost known as Grumpy. A growling cigarette smoking spirit is said to haunt the storage area beneath the pool. Yeah. The same there's still other ghosts include the Lady in White, who is often seen dancing to an unheard music in the Queen's Saloon. And the spirit of that crewman, yeah, that's there too still. The same these days, the Grand Ship capitalized not only on exploits, its spooky reputation by offering haunted tours, interactive attentions, and seances. There's even a dinner called the Dining with the Spirits, which allows you to pair paranormal investigators with more earthbound spirits. Wow. I didn't know they had that there. That's the Queen Mary there. But they don't do tours on there since COVID started. Yep, ghosts, yep. Yep, Henry. There's ghosts there too. There's ghosts all over the place. It's still docked at California still. It's still there. Here's the ghost, yes. But they don't do tours very much. There's a one behind you. You never know, Henry. You never know. With ghosts, because they're kind of sneaky sometimes, but they can get like that. Well, that'd be so cool if I ever caught a ghost on camera. That'd be something. It's like, yikes. You just never know with a ghost what they might do. You never know with them. It's kind of odd. So guys, if I have to find... So I'm going to have to order Haunted Yellowstone from Amazon now. Because they don't have the Montana books anymore, Barnes & Noble, when I was last time there. So I might have to just order it now, I guess. I'll be right back. Oh, there's more on the Queen Mary, you guys. There's more. They're saying that they retired her after she completed her 1,000th Atlantic crossing. Wow. And she is 100,000 square feet long. That is so cool. Wow. That's pretty cool. There's more. Wait. Oh, wow. Wow. I found something on the Loch Ness Monster. There's the Loch Ness Monster. That's Nessie. Yeah, that's from the 30s. That picture's from the 30s, Henry, like from 1934. I can tell some monster stories sometime if you want. Like cryptobiology, I can tell you guys about Bigfoot. I can tell you guys about Fussy and all that stuff if you guys want to. You let me know. Because I love to tell it. They even talk about like Bigfoot and stuff. Oh, thank you for coming, Henry. You have a beautiful day. You got to get dinner ready? Yum, yum. Yum, yum. And prayers to you, Henry. The honor here for you. Did you know that, Francis? There's even, ghost stories on, not ghost stories, but they talk about UFOs in this book here. I could tell you guys that stuff too. Montana even has a few of those. And they think that the Yeti, that's Bigfoot. Do you guys want to hear a Flissy story? Nessie, sorry. Do you guys want me to read about Nessie? I can read about her if you guys want. Do you guys want me to read about Nessie? Or do you guys want to wait another time? I can read about Nessie right now. Do you guys like that? It's part of the science of the supernatural. Oh. Do you guys like that? I can read about the Loch Ness Monster's haunting mysteries. What do you think, Francis? What do you think? Or do you want me to wait another time? And this is in Scotland. This Nessie monster is supposedly at. And Flossie is related to Flossie because they look almost alike. What do you think, guys? Sorry, guys. I'm in the yawn. see here. Or you guys, we can read about Bigfoot if you want to. It's up to you guys. Whoa. Hey, Alan! Welcome in, my friend. Here is a wrench for you so you can toss up your link if you want. There you go. We just read some ghost stories, Alan. I'm wondering, should I read about the Loch Ness Monster right now or should I wait? That's what I'm wondering. What should I do that now or wait? This thing has something to do with science of the paranormal. I don't know how it's linked to that. The Loch Ness Monster. It's in Scotland. That's where it's at. What do you think, Alan? So it has something to do with the paranormal, but I don't know how it is. Weird. Well, you can read some of it. Let's see if I can find this. Let's see. So they're saying this is, so they say the Loch Ness Monster and its haunting mysteries. Hey, Lee! How's it going? Here's a wrench for you. So you can toss up your link if you want to. It's all good, Lee. How you doing? I was gonna read about the Loch Ness monster after I read some ghost stories. Actually, let's see what and they think it's like science and paranormal, but I don't know how it is. But it's like a dinosaur-like critter. So let's see. Excuse me. Let's see here now. They're saying that then they said the stories about this underwater creature are sketchy at best. But would you dare swim in these waters? This is what they had to say. So let's see. Slowly, here we go. Scottish folklore is filled with tales of mythical water creatures. The thing there are the kelpies, shape-shifting water spirits. And then they said that change a horse-like creature to a human, like a centaur. They said be aware of them. They've been known to draw humans into the water. Oh boy. Yikes. And then they said there are silkies, magical seals that shed their skin, become beautiful women when they set foot on land. And then they said, men who find and hide their shed skin have said to force these creatures into marriage. And then I said, if a silky recovers her outer layer, she then returns to the water. Wow. Then I said, the famous of the Scottish creatures is the Loch Ness monster. And that's in Scotland. It's in the loch. But then now they're saying there's two. But they're saying that it has been said to have skimmed the waters of Loch Ness. I do have watched Slapped Ham. You do too, Lee. You do too. How are your cats, Lee? Nessie is real, yes. That I can go, and I also believe in Sasquatch, but funnily enough, not ghosts. Yeah, I believe Nessie's out there too. And there's Flossie too, Lee. She's on Flathead Lake. She's still there? Somewhere around there. Somewhere along that route. And they said that Scotland, since ancient times. So the first sighting of Nessie was in 565 AD. They're saying that the local stone carvings by the Picts, ancient inhabitants of Scotland, show a mysterious flippered creature. So she's kind of like a dinosaur. Saint Columba, who is credited with converting Scotland in the 6th century, saw one of these creatures in the water. Wow. And he commanded the sea monster to go back. It promptly obeyed his orders. Wow. It said the legend of Nessie, as the creature is now known, started to grow in 1933. After a road alongside the loch was completed. Missing that year, Mr. and Mrs. George Spicer of London were visiting when they saw something, as Mr. Spicer wrote to the Inverness Courier. It was the nearest approach to a dragon or prehistoric monster that they have seen in their life. It appeared to be carrying a small lamb or animal of some kind. It seemed to have a long neck, which moved up and down in the manner of a scenic railway. And the body was fairly big, with a high back and length from 6 to 8 feet. And wow. Nessie could be ancient, yeah. Oh, it's all good, Lee, my friend. She must be a dinosaur, though. You might be onto something. She might be a dinosaur. You never know, though. So the following year, Robert Kenneth Wilson took a photo showing what looked like a creature with a small head and neck. The image, which he told the Daily Mail, gripped the popular imagination. Some felt it showed a plesiosaur, a long-necked marine reptile from the late Triassic and Cretaceous periods that grew up to over 50 feet long and went extinct some 65 million years ago. Leaders maintain that its descendants exist in the loch's waters. And studies suggest that the plesiosaur might have lived in freshwater. Yep, they have. They have, Lee, yeah. Sharks have been around for over 550 million years. And they haven't changed much. They haven't changed much. Yeah, you never know exactly. Exactly. Then they said pictures snapped of such a creature, including the one by Wilson, have been deemed fakes. But that hasn't deterred people from searching for Nessie. Loch Ness, though, is a massive body of water, 23 miles long and a mile wide. Wow. They think sonar studies of the water can reach more than 700 feet deep, which revealed no Nessie. Crocodiles have been around for over 230 years. Wow. Appreciate that info there, Lee. That is so cool. I was wondering how long crocodiles have been around. This thing in 2018. This is a couple of years ago. They said no. They say a survey by a researcher of the water simply found no behemoth, just the presence of easels, raising the idea that Nessie might be especially a large one. She might be. With no monster has yet to be found, it has been a boon for Scotland, bringing in tens of thousands of dollars a year to the local economy. Wow. Saying Nessie also has less famous cryptid cousins, including Morag, which lives in Loch Morar, 70 miles to the southwest. Another ported water monster. So around the world include Champ, the Mohawks call, I cannot pronounce that. The croc we see today has been around for 55 million years because the same thing is in the fossil record. Yeah, exactly. They've been around for a long time too, like sharks have. Then they said, let's see, the thing which is rumored to live in Lake Champlain in North America And then there's another one that lives in the lake in Argentina, and this one lives in South Africa. South Africa. Wow. Hey, cruising koozies! We're just reading about Nessie. We read about ghost stories, but now we're on to Nessie now. He's in Scotland. Hold on, guys. Let's see if I can find it. This professor guy, let's see if I can find this, collected samples from Loch Ness so he can analyze the DNA found in the water for sequences they may help explain the myth of Nessie. Yeah. You're just sitting here working, waiting for closing time. 6 there, so you can go home. So, let's see. Let me see now. It's saying 54. The fishing boat rival the third attempted to use sonar to see if it can detect Nessie. According to the crew, they identified a large moving object that they followed for half a mile. They say this was notable because previous attempts to use sonar had failed to find anything like the creature in Loch Ness. For 2 weeks in 1968, the Loch Ness Phenomena Investigation Bureau, a society formed to investigate the monster's existence, again deployed sonar in the loch. This time for a period of 2 weeks. Wow. Didn't know they were going to do it that long. Wow. Let's see. Others were performed in 1975, 2001, and 2008 using sonar and underwater cameras. These turned up several interesting leads, including a video of a V-shaped wake following the ship and several shadowy pictures that the team leader, American lawyer and inventor Robert E. Rhines, concluded depicted Nessie. Well, she's there somewhere. And it's in 2018 that they attempted to put an end to the controversy once and for all. An internal team of researchers tested Loch Ness for DNA evidence of the monster's existence. The team's findings, published in 2019, indicated the only presence of some 3,000 species of animals in the loch. They found nothing to indicate catfish, otters, sturgeons, sharks, or any other normal animals that have been proposed as possibly mistaken for a giant lizard. Nor did they find evidence of plesiosaurs, a species of dinosaur, for some that believed survived millions of years ago. They've become the alleged monsters of the loch. Ferns are one of the oldest plant groups on Earth. Wow. They date back to 200 million years. Exactly the same as ferns we have here today. Makes your mind boggle. We have a little concept of time. Yep, we do, Lee. Yep. We do. Then let me see now. Then they said, so if they did, however, find seal DNA and lots of it. They're saying, well, seals are not uncommon for the region. They found far more than eel DNA than expected to find some studies later. He said, this Neil Gomo, he said they didn't know if the eel DNA they were detecting was from a gigantic eel or just many small eels. I wonder what they are. And the team allotted Given the enormous size of the loch, eels can have grown to an enormous size in the murky waters. So, despite the number of hoaxes and shortage of hard evidence, the monster existed, enthusiasts continue to believe that Nessie is out there. I think she is. Scotland's Tourism Bureau heavily promotes the monster as a reason to visit Inverness. An amateur cryptozoologist can hunt for Nessie aboard any of several lake cruises, and tourists can learn more about the monster and the history of sightings in Loch Ness Center and exhibition. Wow, guys, that's pretty cool, huh? Wow, it's very cool, huh, guys? Yeah. So I think Nessie's out there. She might be out there somewhere. Sorry, guys, I'm just gonna sit down here for a minute. Ow. Sorry, guys. Very cool, huh? So if crocs and shark and fern survived, why not something else we haven't noticed yet? We know more about space than our deepest seas or even the Amazon. Exactly. Only 5% of the ocean has been explored. Oh, thank you for coming, Cruising Koozies. You guys have a beautiful day, my friends. It's like, yeah, we have Flossie out here. You got 5 cats, 2 African claw frogs, and 200 fish with snails and shrimp. That's pretty cool there, Lee. I had pet fish one time when I was growing up. I had betas when I was growing up. So yeah, I get it. When I was younger, I had 4 cats at one time. It's like, holy smokes. What kind of fish do you have there, Lee? Yeah, betas are good, but they can be nasty if they become a competitor. If they have one, best to keep them on their own. Yeah, exactly. Yes, especially two males. I had a red one time, and my mom had a blue one. My grandma had one too once. Hey, time to rip. There's a wrench for you, so you can toss up your link if you want as well. We read some Hana stories, time to rip, and we read some Nessie stories. Holy smokes, wow. You even have some pet spiders and mice? You just got home from work, time to rip? Awesome. I get that feeling. I get it. Mhm. And time to rip is going on one there, isn't it? So what's going on? Well, we read some stories. Time to rip. It's pretty cool. We read about Nessie just now. It's a monster in Scotland that's in the loch, supposedly. That's what they say anyway. And we got a. You taking in one of your wife's colleagues' fish home along with the tank? You take in stray cats? Yeah, I take in cats too. And now time to rip a read about Flossie soon. When I order that book, I might have to just order that book now. I just have to. I might have to order some like those books online and stuff like that. I'm keeping warm also. It's getting cold. You're tired of work already? I get it. Excuse me. Love you, Lee. It's all good. No, you're not. You're the best. You guys are all the best. Why didn't you say anything like, Lee, it's me? That's funny, Lee. This is the first time you caught me, huh? There's a first time for everything. It's okay. You've seen my videos but never seen my lives before? Hey, it's the first time for everything. I love you guys. You have no socks on. So YouTube hasn't been notifying you? That's weird, isn't it? I get it. It's happened to me a lot before too. I'm like, I put on all notifications and then YouTube doesn't give me a notification even though I put all notifications. That's just the weirdest thing. I get it. So it's kind of frustrating, but that's how YouTube goes. It's just weird how YouTube does things. Your socks off. I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. Hold on. Oh. Sure. Oh no. Was the cat playing with the computer, Lee? That's funny. Cats do that sometimes. They have fun. They like to do that. Was he pressing buttons too, Lee? Was he pressing the keyboard? You knocked over a house plant? Oh no. I've had. Oh, I'm just watching some television, not time to rip. Actually, sorry about that. You know, sometimes I'm nervous about getting copyrighted by the television set too. I'm always nervous of that also with the you know how the TV goes. It's like I'm nervous about the copyrights a lot, but I'll probably get used to guys. I got copyrighted for a sound that it's a short we did left. They're all over my PC. I thought it was a real thing. Oh, it's all good. Time to rip. I'm sorry. I'm just seeing what was on television today. You know, one of my shorts got taken down because of a sound that it was like the sound of a dinosaur, and it got taken down, so I had to start over on the short. But I made some new shorts. I moved on now and made new shorts of them of my dinosaur game now. It's crazy that they did that stuff. But I'm always nervous about copyrights. Always nervous about those. Always scared. It's really crazy. And you can make 3-minute shorts now. You can make that too. That's new to me as well. It's like, what the heck? But anyway, I did some more. Did another other shorts anyway. So we're good to go. We're good to go now. It's crazy, but in England we can record what our eyes can see and our ears can hear. YouTube can't do anything about it here. So if I have a song on and record, yeah, okay, that's true. It always makes me nervous, a copyright strike. Because I'm nervous about that a lot. Hold on, you guys. I'll be right back. Oh. All right, guys. I am going to have to head out now. But I appreciate you all for stopping by. You guys have a beautiful day or night wherever you guys are at. Okay? I'll see you guys on the next one. You guys have a beautiful day or night now, guys. I'm going to have to call my mom back. Okay, guys, and see what she's up to, and I'll see you guys later. You guys have a beautiful day now. Bye. Honda for life, guys. Love you guys. Bye.